Salve omnes, welcome to this video lesson on Fabulae Faciles, easy stories, and we are looking at the first section of the Perseus myth. Haec narantur a poetis de Perseu. These things are told, haec narantur, by the poets, a poetis, about Perseus. All right, so a quick few notes there. Narantur, you should note with the inter ending is they passive, so these things are a plural. These things are told, passive verb, narantur. And then with a passive verb, if you are not familiar, you should be familiar that a or ob plus the ablative can mean by a person or people. So here, a poetis, by the poets. These things are told by the poets, de Perseu, about Perseus. De, when speaking physically, means down from or from, but in other places when you're speaking or thinking, it will indicate about or concerning. These things are told by the poets about Perseus. Perseus, filius erat Iovis. Perseus was the son, erat filius, of Jove, Iovis. Now, Jove is just another name for Jupiter. And when you decline the name of Jupiter in Latin, it goes Jupiter, Iovis, Iovi, Iovim, Iove. All right? So you could say Perseus was the son of Jupiter, son of Jove. And remember that those are both just the Roman names for Zeus. Okay? So Perseus was the son of Zeus. Maximi Deorum, the greatest, Maximi, of the gods. Deorum. Avus eius, his grandfather, Acrisius appellabatur, was named Acrisius. Appellabatur, another passive verb. This time the BA makes it imperfect, was called. Acrisius volebat, Acrisius wanted, Perseum nepotum suum necare, to kill, necare, his grandson, nepotum suum, Perseus. Okay. Now, a lot of Greek myths, you got people killing other people and nasty things going on, but you might think to yourself right away, if you've not heard this myth before, he wanted to kill his grandson? Why? All right, we'll see. Non propter oraculum purum temebat. For on account of an oracle, propter oraculum, he feared the boy, temebat puerum. Now, a quick note here, temebat, of course, is the verb he feared. Notice the BA making it imperfect, past tense again. Puerum, the direct object, comes before it. But as typical in Latin, the ending, the accusative ending, this is a second declension noun, indicates that's the direct object. So in English, we almost always have subject, verb, object. But in Latin, it's very common to have the verb at the end, as here. So, he feared the boy. Comprehendit igitur, therefore he caught, or seized, Perseum ad hoc infantem, Perseus, still a young, a baby, still an infant, et cum matre in arca lignea inclusit, and he shut him, inclusit, with his mother, cum matre, in a wooden box, in arca lignea. Sometimes it's called a chest. All right. Tum arca ipsam in mare coniecit. Now, coniecit is just a compound of yekit, which is the perfect tense of yakio, yakere, yeki, to throw. So then he threw, tum coniecit, the box itself, arcam ipsam, into the sea, in mare. Danae Persei mater, Danae, Perseus's mother, magnopere tarita est, was very frightened, very terrified. Now, magnopere is made from opus, meaning work, or opera, meaning effort, and then magnus, which means great. But when you put them together into one word, magnopere essentially it's an irregular adverb that means very much or greatly. All right, so she was very frightened. Tempestas enim magna mare turbabat. For a big storm, tempestas magna, was disturbing, turbabat, the sea. Now notice the word order again there where you've got the verb at the end, but the direct object mare comes before it. Now in this case, mare is a third declension neuter word, so the accusative looks just like the nominative singular, which is also mare. All right, so for a big storm, tempestas magna, was disturbing the sea. Perseus autem, Perseus, however, in sinu matris dormiebat. Perseus, however, was sleeping, dormiebat, in the lap or in the bosom of his mother. I should point out there, sinus is one of those tricky words. Essentially, it has to do with curves or bends. A sinus geographically could be described as a bay or a gulf or an inlet of water. When you're talking about a human body, curves of the human body, often it refers to your lap, or for women, their bosom in between their breasts where they might hold a baby here. Sinus, when referring to a Roman clothing garments like a palla or a toga, these large kind of mantle-like garments, is essentially a reference to the curved folds of that garment, which they might use kind of like pockets. So it's good to know the base meaning of this, and it is related to sinus in English. Your sinuses are the little cavities or cave-like spaces inside of your head, right, where you get sinus flow. All right, so Perseus, however, was sleeping in his mother's lap, we'll just say. All right, well, that gets us to the end of section 1, and next time we'll look at section 2. I hope you learned a few things here, maybe some vocabulary or reinforce some of the grammar that you've learned before. Again, the word order, Latin verbs like to be at the end. We talked about the passive endings on narantur and appellabatur. We talked about the BA imperfects. We talked about ob plus the ablative by people, and some other things like that, word order and so on.